Hey guys, it's Rob here, and I am back with an Anthem video. Now, Anthem is a game that I was excited for leading up to the launch, or not even the launch, the pre-alpha beta that was supposed to be, of course, only for people who played or paid for the game, and you got that code, and you got into the private beta, or the VIP beta as they called it, which I didn't even feel like a VIP because it was a shit beta. There were so many problems that pissed me off, and I want to just try to forget about that whole mess. But what I'm going to talk about today is the fact that Anthem is not in the best state 1 month after release. Now, of course, 1 month isn't a lot of time to completely fix Anthem. There's a shit ton of problems in that game that cannot be fixed in 1 month, but the majority of problems that make the game better can definitely be fixed in 1 month, and it's not. There's still problems. There's still been loot problems. Recently, there's actually been another loot glitch that, of course, gives you better loot, and then, of course, in the recent updates, there are people complaining that the loot is actually worse now. So what I want to talk about in this video is the fact that they had 6 years for this game. This game should have been full of content. It should have had content up the ass. It should have had a lot of content. So much stuff to do, so much guns, so much skins, so much missions. It should have been what Division 2 was when it's launched, the recent launch of Division 2. Division 2, of course, has content. It keeps dropping loot, and it's not just regular loot. It's loot that makes you feel powerful and makes you feel rewarded for playing this game. And that's what Anthem doesn't do for you. It doesn't reward you for playing this game. Sure, you'll get the eventual gun or weapon or something that, of course, makes you feel a little bit powerful, but you still don't get that reward, that feeling that, yes, I've grinded so much for this, I'm definitely being rewarded. And, of course, there are a lot of other problems with it, and the only way you're going to be getting a any extra content for Anthem right now is, of course, waiting till May, I believe, is when the first content dropped that they definitely held back. Let's be honest, they held that content back so they can put it at a later date and say, hey, look, we got these free updates. And I guarantee this content was done before the development. They had 6 years to do this, and I guarantee during that time, some of this content that they're saying they're releasing for free was during that development. I don't understand how you can actually have 6 years and not make one of the best looter shooters ever made. I mean, think about it. The recent Gearbox stream, of course, that wasn't the best stream, but the Borderlands 3 trailer. They have over 1 billion guns, and of course, during the stream, the president definitely said that they've been working on this for 5 years, less than Anthem, and they have over 1 billion guns. Now, of course, that means that depending on how good the guns are and the variety, and of course, the abilities they have on the guns and how they work, but the fact that they were able to stuff that much guns in 5 years, plus the rest of the game, really speaks to something wrong happening in Anthem. Something definitely had to happen during development that either made them restart, or something that took longer, or it took longer than they expected, or something went wrong during the development of Anthem, and EA did not let them finish. This game, people say it needed another year. In my opinion, I think it needed 2 years. The way this launched was definitely not enough. And of course, then you still have the problems with the drip-fed armor loot. Of course, customization in Anthem is a big draw. You can see on here in IGN's gameplay that there's a lot of customization. You have like an Iron Man javelin right there. Of course, the Colossus. And of course, it looks fantastic. The way it plays, the way the combat plays out, it's very fun, but it gets stale eventually. You need content in your looter shooter. You need something to keep the player around. You need loot. You need to reward the player for playing your game. And Anthem doesn't really do it, or barely does it, or does it at the bare minimum at times. And sometimes it doesn't do it at all. I have heard in cases at times that the people have been doing it for hours and hours on end, and they haven't got a masterwork or what they were looking for or any good loot. And that's really disappointing in a looter shooter, because you go into a looter shooter to get loot. That's why it's called a looter shooter. And of course, Anthem isn't giving people the loot. One thing I don't understand is why they would keep lessening the loot or increasing the loot and then taking it away, doing all these weird practices when all you have to do is literally make the player base happy. That's all you have to do. Give them the loot, give them the content, and they will buy your microtransactions. It's as simple as that. People who stay in the game will buy your microtransactions, even if they cost a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying put them in for a lot of money, but the thing is, when people spend a lot of time in the game, they're more willing to spend a little bit more money than they would have if they would have left at say less than 2 months of the launch. Now, people who have been playing it since launch, the people who are left are the die-hard core fans, or the people who are just picking it up, or the people who are just regular people who say, hey, that looks like a very fun game from the screens and titles and stuff I've seen. Maybe I'll try it out, and just don't know how bad the game actually is. I've honestly uninstalled the game from my PS4. I don't see any point in spending in a game that won't reward me with loot for playing its gameplay. I've been playing Division 2. Of course, I'm probably going to be reviewing that, but I really think that Anthem had unlimited potential. Look at this gameplay. Imagine this gameplay with just a crap ton of content like Division 2. Like that would be... Well, that'd be bigger than Destiny. It would be bigger than Destiny. It would be bigger than Warframe if they would have balanced the guns, have correct stats, gave people the loot, rewarded you for playing. If they would have did all the stuff they need to do in a looter shooter that they had 6 years for, this would have been one of the biggest games ever created. But they screwed it up because they got greedy. They wanted to. They're definitely holding back content. There's no doubt about that. Because in the stream before the release, they showed a whole bunch of armor sets and stuff, and cool stuff, and emotes, and guns, and just a whole overall content that seems to be held back for Anthem. And of course, they're drip feeding it so they can make this game last until May, which I guarantee that content was most likely made before the release, during that 6 years of development. It's going to be interesting to see if anything ever comes out about the development, if they say, yeah, we had to restart a couple times, because honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they had to restart more than once for this game, because this game is nowhere near finished, even after release. So tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear the Anthem player base, what you guys are thinking about in the comment section. If your opinion of the game is different, leave it down in the comment section below. I've honestly given up on this game. I had high hopes for this game, and it just crushed it. That's all I can say. So if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you leave a like or a dislike, depending on what you think about this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.